From Manila to the globe, this is World Newsfeed, bringing you the biggest stories shaping our times. Good morning, I'm Raine Musñgi. Let's dive into the headlines making a global impact. Tensions are rising in the Taiwan Strait again as China kicks off a fresh round of military drills. The exercises, which involve naval and air forces, are seen as a direct message to Taiwan and its allies in the West amid rising geopolitical frictions in the region. Taiwanese President Lai vows to protect the territory. South Korea says North Korea is getting ready to blow up roads that cross the heavily militarized border between them. This comes after the North accused its rival of sending drones over its capital Pyongyang to scatter a huge number of anti-North leaflets. Communist Korea called the move political and military provocation that could lead to armed conflict. Russia's foreign ministry accused South Korea of boosting tension in its relations with North Korea and called for diplomacy in restoring calm and security on the Korean peninsula. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky claims North Korean soldiers are now fighting alongside Russian forces in Ukraine. This comes as Kyiv struggles to fend off renewed Russian offensives in the eastern regions. While there's no official confirmation from Pyongyang, the news adds a new dimension to the ongoing war in Europe. Meanwhile, Beirut's international airport faces possible closure as skirmishes between Hezbollah and Israeli forces escalate in southern Lebanon. Residents are bracing for the worst, fearing a wider conflict. They worry the conflict could bring the airport and ports to a standstill, cutting off vital supplies. Now, as Israeli attacks continue, Lebanon is grappling with soaring inflation and stagnant food production, raising fears of an impending food crisis. Data show that over 1.2 million people are currently displaced, with many families seeking refuge from Israeli airstrikes. Meanwhile, inflation rates have surged beyond 40%, causing the prices of essential goods to skyrocket. It has surpassed 40%, and the cost of necessities has doubled or even tripled. Analysts fear if Lebanon's ports could close, its economy could collapse within weeks. Up next on World Newsfeed, a look at the changing political landscape in Indonesia and how Joko Widodo is shaping his legacy. Stay tuned. We were just looking at live pictures out of Lebanon in Beirut. Welcome back. Credit ratings agency Fitch warns that a second Donald Trump presidency could create headwinds for the Asia-Pacific markets. Fitch expects tougher credit conditions in the region due to heightened trade protectionism, slower economic growth, and increased geopolitical tensions. The agency says the GDP of countries like China, South Korea, and Vietnam could shrink by 1%. A Trump win in the U.S. election this November could mean a significant shift in policy, while a win by Vice President Kamala Harris would likely maintain continuity with President Joe Biden's current approach. Still on the U.S. elections, Vice President Harris unveils new proposals to boost economic opportunities for Black men. The plan includes fully forgivable loans of up to $20,000 for entrepreneurs in underserved communities. She also plans to expand apprenticeship programs and launch a health initiative focused on Black men. Harris announced these proposals during a visit to Erie, Pennsylvania, where she stopped by a Black-owned coffee shop. Recent polls show that 7 in 10 Black voters favor Harris over Trump. Meanwhile, police arrested a man near a Donald Trump rally in California on weapons charges. Riverside County Police said Trump had not yet taken the stage when they stopped a 49-year-old man identified as Las Vegas resident Van Miller in a black SUV and taken into custody without incident. Jail records show Miller was released on bail after being charged with possession of a loaded firearm and a high-capacity magazine, both misdemeanors. In Asia now, as Indonesia's Joko Widodo prepares to step down, critics are calling his legacy into question. After 2 terms and a decade in power, he has left an indelible mark on the nation of 280 million people, presiding over a period of strong economic growth and massive infrastructure development. But critics say his rule has also been marked by a rise in old-time patronage and dynastic politics and the diminished integrity of courts and other state institutions. He has denied speculations of human rights abuses. When Jokowi steps down on October 20th, his legacy will importantly include leaving Indonesia in the hands of Prabowo, the former son-in-law of Otarian ruler Suharto and the son of a former cabinet minister. In other news, a trio wins this year's Nobel Prize in Economics for their research on the aftermath of colonization and its role in global inequality. Darren Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James Robinson were honored for showing how societies with weak rule of law and exploitative institutions fail to drive growth or improve conditions for their people. The winners stress the need to understand local contexts and aspirations in addressing these issues.
I'm not someone who thinks that economists have a kind of cure for everything, or they have some silver bullet, or, we just bring some evidence to the table and everyone is going to wake up, and my experience working in, developing countries and in the global south is that people are usually much more aware of the problems than Western academics are, and so their problem is, how to cooperate, how to kind of find a way of collaborating and trying to change their own societies, how to build a project to build a different Nigeria or a different Colombia. And so I think maybe ideas are important in terms of giving people levers or giving people ways to think about the problems in their society.
This prize in economics is the final Nobel to be awarded this year. Unlike the prizes in physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace, the economics Nobel wasn't established by Alfred Nobel himself. It was created in 1968 by Sweden's central bank. And we're pausing for another break, but up ahead, Reuters' special report on the world of OnlyFans and how it's reshaping the entertainment industry, plus the big sports wins to entertainment headlines. Keep it here on BNC. Welcome back to World Newsfeed. Italian tennis star Jannik Sinner has clinched the Shanghai Masters title. He beat Novak Djokovic 7-6, 6-3 to claim the Shanghai Masters crown. The world number 1 said he did his best to roll with the punches and prevent his ongoing doping controversy from affecting his performances. In August, the International Tennis Integrity Agency said Sinner had failed 2 drug tests in March, but had been cleared of wrongdoing by an independent tribunal.
People, they think that, by winning or having success that you don't have any problems, but it's not true, because I'm the situation where I am in, obviously is not comfortable, and I wish I I would not be in this position where I am right now off the court and playing freely more on the court and trying even to enjoy it a little bit more. But you have to accept it. I feel like that I'm strong when I go on the court, trying to don't think about it and then trying to stay focused about everything I do, and then I give 100% in every single match or practice, or when I wake up I try to be focused on every single thing I do. But then of course I have moments where I think about it, which is not comfortable and not the best parts.
Finally, the rise of OnlyFans has reshaped the entertainment landscape. From personal expression to massive earnings, it's become a cultural phenomenon. Reuters reports OnlyFans earned $1.3 billion in revenue in 2023 alone. Top creators earn millions of dollars a year, and their success has spawned a freewheeling industry of promoters and talent agencies. The porn-heavy website says it has prospered by building a nicer, kinder community for creators and consumers. But U.S. police files revealed some of the most direct harms posted on the site were child sexual abuse material and non-consensual and revenge porn. These findings were drawn from police complaints obtained from more than 250 of the largest U.S. law enforcement agencies. The files also revealed collateral harms of families torn apart, reputations threatened, and finances ruined. And that's all for now. Thank you so much for joining us. Catch up with us again tomorrow at 10 when we bring you the world in 30 minutes only on World Newsfeed. Follow the Money comes next.